Hey guys, um, I hope you can hear me well. Um, this is my first live, so let me just check if everything works fine. If you can hear me, if the mic is working well. Um, just let me know in the comment section. That would be really good. That's perfect. Just give me a couple of seconds so that some people come up, and then we're gonna start with this live. So yeah, this is my first live video actually since I started this YouTube channel, and I'm super excited to do this with you today. The goal is to basically answer your questions. I'm sure you have many. I also prepared a couple of notes, and I'm gonna, basically answer some of the most common questions that I often receive. Some are related to nootropics, to smart drugs, to brain hacks, and so on and so on. And basically, if you have any questions, yeah, don't hesitate to reach out, to use the live chat. I'm gonna read all the time what you have in your mind, and I'm gonna try to basically answer questions and help you out improve your brain performance, because that's all what your Inception is about, right? It is improving your brain performance. It's about hacking your brain, achieving peak performance states, being more focused, having more brain power, less anxiety, less depression, and that kind of things. So maybe if you're ready, let's just start. I think the most common question I receive is, do I prefer smart drugs or do I prefer nootropics? Now, that's a tough question. In the past, I was experimenting a lot with smart drugs. Now, smart drugs, as you probably know, are drugs like modafinil, like Adderall, like Ritalin, and you usually need a prescription for those drugs. Now, on the other hand, we have nootropics like bacopaminary, like rhodiola rosea, like lion's mane mushroom, like ceticoline, also like synthetic nootropics like Noopept or racetams and so on. And you don't need a prescription for them. You can go to any online store and basically buy them. Now, many people love smart drugs, and I had some good experience with them, but honestly, for long-term brain health, for long-term performance, nootropics are, is what you should go for. Basically, they are mainly natural compounds, right? We have some synthetic compounds as well, but mainly natural compounds that have been used, some of them for ages, for centuries, basically. They provide lots of benefits, very little side effects if you take them in the right way. Yeah, for those reasons, go for nootropics. Now, smart drugs can help you out now and then, right? They can, if you have like really busy week or a day, or you're starting a new business or something's going on, you can of course go for smart drugs. They can help you out, but for long-term use, I definitely don't recommend taking them. Is Piracetam a smart drug or Entropic? It's a nootropic. It's a synthetic nootropic. All the racetams are. I had some experience with them. Piracetam is like an original nootropic. It was synthesized in the 60s, I think, something like that. And yeah, it's a man-made compound. I didn't have such good results with Piracetam, or in general with racetams. A bit more with Noopept. I got Noopept, actually. It's a funny story. I got it once from I think a Chinese company, a Chinese manufacturer, and it came like in a well, it was like a small box, or a small, yeah, whatever it's called. And there was a lot of like white powder in, and there was no note in it. Just looked like white powder, and I was like, what the hell is that, And I was afraid to try it out, and then, I was first thinking to send this to a nearby lab to check it out what's inside. But yeah, anyway, we figured out it's Noopept. or in this, yeah, it was Nootropic, and I got Piracetam as well. So yeah, Piracetam is Entropic. Yeah, that's what I hoped it was. No, I'm joking. Don't play with drugs. Um, do I recommend modafinil? Many people ask me that, like, modafinil, smart drug, like, and then the people ask me like, what's better, MindLipro? You know, I'm a big fan of MindLipro, and then they say like, what's better, like MindLipro or modafinil? And I think this is not the best question, because it's like, what's better, like Coke or any other drug, or like ashwagandha? I mean, that's like, you know, you cannot compare those things. So you know, try to differentiate between nootropics and smart drugs, and go for nootropics always, always, always. I'm new to this and I want to combine Piracetam and rhodiola rosea. Is that a good idea? Yeah, well, it depends on what you want to do. In general, like this, I don't see any big issues with combining these two compounds. Rhodiola is great for anxiety. It's gonna make you more calm. It may boost your focus a bit. And racetams are in general good for cognitive performance. So it's a good combo. Now, personally, I would go for more. Well, here's what I would say: try racetams, try Piracetam in this case, see how it works on you, and then we can tweak that that you get the best results. When it comes to nootropics, it's always very important to kind of start with a clear goal, like what exactly do you want to achieve? Do you want to have more brain power, more better memory? Do you want to have more focus? Do you want to be more relaxed? Do you have issues with depression? Do you have ADD or ADHD? You know, all those factors play a crucial role. So first start, when you're choosing nootropics, first start with your goal, make a clear goal, and then search for the appropriate compounds. Now on yourinception.com, my site, you're gonna find lots of resources. And if you have any specific questions, I'm always available. By the way, guys, I'm still coughing a bit because I just had COVID. I got COVID-19 just recently, so I'm still getting over that. I feel pretty good though, but yeah, just letting you know. Yeah, well, if you have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, well, there's lots of things you can do. So taking certain nootropics is really good. You should definitely go for omega-3. You should take omega-3, probably a bit higher in EPA than in DHA, or if that's something you cannot get, just go for, you know, an equal amount of EPA and DHA. This is like the crucial compound for brain performance, because ADHD and ADD basically means you have issues in the prefrontal cortex, right? So when you try to focus, when you try to work hard, basically your prefrontal cortex shuts down. When you need the support, you don't get it. That's why we need to boost this part of the brain. And omega-3 is like the basic supplement that you need. And then I would go for other compounds as well. Like I would check citicoline, or alpha GPC as a choline compound. I would probably look at bacopa monnieri for memory. Lion's mane mushroom. Those are all amazing nootropics that I love. I'm looking at my other questions. Someone asked me recently. Actually, I'll just answer this. Thoughts on ashwagandha. I love ashwagandha. I have some experience with KSM 66, and I had the other ashwagandha as well. I think it's called Sensorial, something like that. They're pretty similar. I've done some research on them, and I couldn't find a big difference. They're really good for general, well, to make you calmer. They help people with anxiety, so it can help people with anxiety, even with depression, and it's pretty beneficial. Lots of studies support its effects, and I take it right now. I take it on a regular basis, usually the afternoon, because I was experimenting with ashwagandha in the morning, so I took it as a part of my morning Tropic stack, and honestly, that wasn't the best. So it kind of decreased my focus, but it made me like unmotivated. So that's why I'm taking it in the afternoon. So yeah, a very good nootropic. You can combine ashwagandha with rhodiola rosea, for example, two strong adaptogen herbs. But I love this combo. Actually, works really well for me. Now I was talking about the brain hacks. Someone asked me recently. I get those emails all the time. Like, what are my top brain hacks, best things I can do to improve brain performance and so on. And here's the thing. So, brain hacking or hacking your brain can be super fun. Like, it includes so many different stuff you can do, but there are three basic things you need to take care of. And if you take care of those three basic things, then all other stuff you're gonna do will just add a little bit, like will help just a little bit. But you need to take care of, first you need to take care of the baseline. So first is sleep. Sleep is crucial. Now I don't know if you can see it, I use Oura Ring as a sleep tracker. You can use any kind of other sleep tracker. You can use a free app on your smartphone, whatever. Just for a couple of weeks, it's important because it will help you kind of understand how well you sleep, how much of deep sleep you have every night. And this is like really, really important, because if you don't regenerate over the night, right, and then you wake up without energy, I mean, no nootropics will help you. There's no, I mean, no, like, coffee is going to boost your energy, maybe a little bit, but after a couple of hours you'll be tired again because you didn't sleep well enough. So this is super important. Then nutrition is equally important, maybe even more, it depends. We developed a thing called the Brain Hackers Diet. We just recently published it. You can go on my homepage on yourinception.com, and on the homepage you're gonna find a link to it where you can download what the Brain Hackers Diet is. And it's basically just a scientific approach to optimizing your brain performance through eating the right foods. Basically, I don't care about different diets, or I'm not promoting one particular diet in general, because it's that's just not something I don't want to do. But I know which foods are scientifically proven to have positive benefit on your brain, and those are the foods that you should eat, right? And that's the whole idea with the Brain Hackers Diet. So nutrition is crucial. So if you do a mistake here, then again, no nootropics will help you. At least what's going to happen. You're not going to have as much of a effect. So the nootropics won't have such a strong effect on your performance. And that's that's a big thing. And then lastly, brain exercise. So I'm a big fan of a game called Dual and Back Game. You can download it for free. You just go on Google, check it out. And the point of this game is to basically, well, you need to remember certain patterns in the right order. And with the game, you're gonna improve your focus and your memory, both things at the same time. It's pretty challenging though. It's pretty challenging. But yeah, you see results quite quickly. And if you combine those three things, so sleep, the right nutrition with the right supplements, of course, and brain exercises, I mentioned one of those, you'll have like ultimate brain power, like so much brain power. It's really it's gonna be amazing. And then all other things, all other hacks, there are many of them, will help you out a bit more, but not as much as those basic things will do for you. All right. If you have any questions, guys, just let me know. One of the questions I often also receive is, what are my favorite nootropics? Now, I could talk about nootropics for ages, obviously. That's what I started with in 2016 or 15, actually, it was when I launched Inception. Tropics were the first thing. Now, here's the thing. In general, I know nootropics pretty well, so I know individual compounds pretty well. But in general, I prefer nootropic stacks. right? I prefer pre-made supplements or nootropic stacks because for most people, right? For most people, they're more convenient, they're safer, they're usually well researched, and it's really hard to do a mistake, to make a mistake with them. That's why I prefer nootropic stacks. Even for me personally, on most days when I'm not testing a particular nootropic, I am taking a nootropic stack, all right, from different brands. So yeah, because of the reasons I mentioned. Now, if you are an expert, if you did your own research, then of course go for individual nootropics. You know where you can get them. You can go on, you can buy them on Nootropics Depot or on Pure Nootropics, or there are many different sites. And then you can stack them at home the way you want to. But for most people, well, I think nootropic stacks are better. Now, obviously, if you look at the rankings at this moment, my favorite nootropic stack is still Mindley Pro, and it has been for ages. Now, I've tested, I think, over 100 plus nootropic supplements, and I always get back to Mindley Pro. Now, you may be wondering, like, are they paying me? No, they're not paying me. None of the brands are paying me for the reviews. Of course, we have an affiliate system, but I have an affiliate system with all the brands, basically, or many of them, the high quality ones, of course. So I'm not like in any way kind of incentivized to promote Mindley Pro or any other nootropic stacks. I love Alpha Brain as well. I like Qualia Mind. It's amazing. But I always look at many factors. Now, we developed this review or this ranking system for supplements because what I wanted to do was have an independent review system where people would just, my team would just add in all the data about particular nootropics or an nootropic stack, and then we would get a final score. And based on the score, we will rank all the supplements. And that's what we did. And we have over like 30, 35 ranking factors from individual compounds, from the dosages, from the quality of compounds, to pricing, distribution, customer support. So we look at all those factors, and then we get the final score. And since we did this for the past year or so, Mindley Pro always ranked #1. Now, Qualia Mind, for example, is often mentioned, and I love those guys at Neurohacker Collective. The challenges with Qualia Mind is it has 28 ingredients, right? Obviously, they're not as well dosed as Mindley Pro is, and you also have to take 6 or 7 capsules per day. And if you're like me, if you're taking many supplements, I mean, I take a nootropic stack, then I take like omega-3 supplement, then I take some magnesium in the evening. I take ashwagandha right now. I'm taking bacopa as an individual compound. I'm taking vitamin D3 with K2 and so on. I take many capsules, and then B complex. I almost forgot on that. Super important for brain power, right? For the brain performance. And then with so many compounds, I mean, it's often, it's often kind of a hard to or with so many capsules you take, it's basically, sometimes it's really pretty bad to take additional 6 capsules of an Entropic stack. It's like, oh fuck, I have to swallow all that. So those are some of the challenges I have with Qualia Mind compared to Mindley Pro. But again, both nootropic stacks really good. What is the best nootropic stack for immediate effect? Great question. Well, something that contains caffeine and L-theanine, because that's what gives you the boost. Guarana also. I would say Stack Performer gives you an immediate effect for sure. I'm thinking Qualia Mind will give an immediate effect as well. Alpha Brain may give you an immediate effect, but it has no caffeine. It has other compounds dosed in a very interesting way, and usually people experience an immediate effect, but not as strong as with Stack Performer or other supplements that contain caffeine. So always look for immediate effect. Always look for you need some kind of an energy booster, and there are not many out there. Usually, combination of caffeine and L-theanine works really good. For long-term use, well, I would say definitely Mind the Pro. Mind the Pro is my favorite as an Entropic stack. If you look at individual Entropics, then we have Bacopa monnieri, Rhodiola rosea, lion's mane mushroom. One choline compound, either is alpha GPC or ceticholine or cognizin or phosphatidylserine PS. Something like that. And then you can add some amino acids like L-theanine, for example. So that what I would use. That's what I would use for long-term use. Like for example with caffeine, and well, with caffeine it's a problem for long-term use. I was just actually shooting one video for you guys, which will be published probably next week. And I was doing some research on caffeine. So here, caffeine is added to many Entropic stacks because of the immediate effect, right? And personally, I love drinking coffee. I mean, that's how it is. And coffee will give you an energy boost. There's no doubt about it. But drinking coffee or taking caffeine in a supplemental form will come with side effects. Okay, so coffee will give you a quick energy boost that's gonna last for like an hour and a half. It depends on how fast your body metabolizes it, and then a crash will follow. Right, that's the reality. Okay, and because of that, usually companies or like supplement brands, they add some L-theanine to it to kind of balance this. Now, another thing that caffeine will do or coffee will do is it's gonna basically push your adrenal glands to make more cortisol, and this can lead to adrenal fatigue. And that's not what many people talk about, right? You don't often hear. They only hear about the positive effects and how, it boosts your energy and focus and so on. So because of those reasons, I'm a bit careful with caffeine, because I mean it's a stimulant, and caffeine is the world's most used psychoactive drug, and not many people know that. So yeah, be careful. Just don't overdo it, especially if you do drink coffee or take caffeine. Don't take it in the afternoon because half-life. So caffeine is gonna stay in your blood for about 5 to 9.5 hours. That's the half-life of caffeine. So if you drink coffee at noon and the half-life is like 9 hours, it means that you're still gonna have 50% of caffeine in your body at about 9 p.m. And if you want to go to bed at 10 p.m., I mean, you're gonna have issues, right? And it can negatively impact your sleep. So that's something you need to be aware of. When I was recently talking about different brain foods, I got this question of plant-based diet versus ketogenic diet versus paleo diet. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, but I've done lots of research for myself. And the thing is, I don't want to compare those diets because they're based on different philosophies. It's really hard to generalize. But in my opinion, just looking, from the brain perspective, right? What's the best for brain? And also what's the best for your heart? Because if your heart doesn't work well, then your brain isn't going to work well. I am more leaning towards plant-based diet, especially if you look at the people who live the longest, those in the blue zones, for example, they have the lowest incidence of Alzheimer's disease, of other cognitive related issues, and they mainly eat plant-based diet with some fish, for example. So yeah, that's how I see that. But I mean, you can eat pretty healthy on a ketogenic diet as well. Will good choline intake help with reducing the fatigue you get after taking caffeine? Honestly, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if choline will help you with that, but L-theanine can. I think rhodiola can help as well, and also lemon balm, melissa. So this can help as well. Just keep in mind you need a small dosage of those balancing compounds, especially lemon balm, because you still want to get the benefits of caffeine, right? Yeah, it's totally safe to swallow capsules daily. Um, Now, if powder form is better, well, it depends on the quality of capsules, I would say. So some capsules, there are different types of capsules available now. Sadly, most supplement brands use low quality, cheap capsules, but there are some exceptions, and some capsules are made of, so they're vegan, and more importantly, they have some probiotic compounds in them. So basically, when you swallow the capsule, you also get some probiotics, which is important for gut health and because of the gut-brain connection, also for brain health, right? So, and because of that, if you take a high-quality supplement, I don't have issues with taking capsules. But I mean, honestly, probably, I mean, powder is better because it's directly, you go directly from the source, right? So you take the source directly without anything else. But I'm not, you know, I'm not stressing about that, or I wouldn't worry about it too much. What is more important though is that you take a high quality supplement. That is so much more important. So yeah. I got one question recently. What do you do if you have ADD or ADHD? How can you boost your brain performance? Like I mentioned before, I talked about this just before a little bit, but mainly about ADHD. Now, I don't know if you knew, but there are different. There are like 7 types of ADD or ADHD available. So you have different types of. So people have different types of ADD and ADHD, and for each type, there's a special protocol available. I have all of those protocols. And I would say like this: if you have ADD or ADHD, let me know, and we can work on that. Now, usually, we can do a lot, but sometimes in some cases, I will recommend you visiting certain experts that can do like a brain imaging. So use like SPECT imaging to get like an insight into your brain, on how your brain performs, actually on how different regions in the brain work, and based on that, you'll get the right protocol. Because the thing is with ADD and ADHD, it's not like every compound or like every supplement that you're gonna take, or every whatever else every technology you're gonna use is gonna work the same. That's not gonna happen. We really need to find the right tools for your personal problem. Sir, anything to improve sex drive? Please. Sex drive. That's a great question. I never had issues with that, honestly. But Tongat Ali. I don't know what's the other word for that. I'll check it out. Tongat Ali. I think it's Afro something. Well, yeah, no, longifolia, long jack. It's also called. I hear that people have really good experience with that, with Tangatali or long jack. And I tried it once, but for a totally different reason. Yeah, based on the research I've done, I would try this. I'm just testing another. Yeah, no, well, let's leave this for a while, because I'm testing something else, and I don't want to share this with you until I test it and see how it works. But yeah, for sex drive, don't get to leave. Try that. And if it doesn't work, or if you still need something else, let me know, and I'll find something for you. That's not a problem. People often ask me about Aura Ring, if I like it, if I recommend it. I love it. It's really good. It works well. And the cool thing about it is that it's really, It's really gonna help you improve your sleep quality. And once you improve your sleep quality, you have more energy throughout the day, and everything will work better. So definitely go for it. Modafinil daily, no. I would definitely not recommend using modafinil daily. The only time you can use modafinil daily is if your doctor prescribes it to you. So if you have like some sleep-related issues and they think modafinil is the best compound, or if you have ADD, and they give you modafinil, or for whatever other reason, then yeah, go for it. But in other cases, don't take it daily because of the side effects. If I tried Himalaya menthod, no, I haven't tried it. I don't know what it is, but I will Himalaya menthod. I will have a look right now. It's for mental energy. I see that. Yeah. Okay. Basically, it's a product, right? So it's a supplement that has different compounds. Thyme has in Brahmi. Well, that's a yeah. Well, based on my quick overview, I would have to look at the compounds a bit more into details. It contains Brahmi, which is bacopa monnieri, which is great for memory. And it has winter cherry, which is ashwagandha, which is great for anxiety and depression. And it contains Indian pennywort, which honestly I don't know. So I don't know exactly how it works, but it looks interesting. There's one great if you come from India. Well, actually, if it doesn't matter if you come from India, but there's one great Indian supplement I just recently tested. Let me open this up. I have to search for it. Just give me a second. And it worked pretty well. So, and it was really, really affordable. I was surprised on how affordable it was. And I know why it's so affordable, because many compounds are sourced directly from India. So it's called Ultra Brain. Check Ultra Brain. There's a review on my site. You can check it out. If you need brain booster, and if you're from India, but they also ship worldwide. So yeah, but they're mainly the other product for Indians and the countries around. This is an Entropic to try. I tested it out. I think I have it here somewhere. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Any good appetite suppressants, weight loss supplements in your experience? Great question. Let me open one file where I have those. Just give me a second, and we'll have a look. So here's the thing with weight loss. I didn't have much experience with that. Basically because I never had issues with that. So from that perspective, it's kind of hard to give you a good tip. But I'm looking here. I'll have to look for that specifically. Just send me an email, okay? I'll check this for you. But for appetite, I know there's some Tropics. I'm pretty sure I've written them down somewhere because people asked me about that before. I don't know them by heart right now. I cannot remember them. But there are some nootropics that can suppress your appetite. However, the issues with supplements for weight loss is that usually they're not really effective. So, for example, yeah, you have like hormones like ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, right? And leptin is the other one. Those two are important for so they're called the hunger hormones, right? So usually you try to suppress them by taking certain supplements, but based on the studies I found, so I read a couple of books on that, and one book was based on 700,000 studies. So basically all the studies that exist and are somehow related to weight loss or anything that has ever been researched that could help people lose weight. And basically the best way to lose weight is to eat the right foods. Like someone wrote here, eat volume food with low calories for weight loss. Yeah. So calories, the amount of calories you'll take or you will eat, it's of course important or crucial. You have to be in deficit. But what's more important is that you eat the right food. So the best foods you can eat to decrease your appetite are those that, so some of the best foods are those that have high amounts of fiber, right? Because fiber will fill you up and you're not going to be hungry. So try that. Try to increase the amount of fiber, and you'll see you should be less hungry. Also, avoid simple carbohydrates. Because they will spike your blood sugar. They will spike your insulin and levels, and then you're gonna have this crash, and you're gonna be hungry, and So try to avoid that and eat more like complex carbohydrates. They're gonna be much better. My friend wants to quit smoking. Right, the plant ginseng can help you by reducing the amount of dopamine released after taking a cigarette. You think ginseng will help him quit? A really good question, and I don't have the answer to that. I don't believe ginseng will be effective. Sadly, it's not. So this Entropic is not so strong that it would be able to do that, I think. So especially because someone is a long time smoker, I mean, it's gonna be hard. Well, that's a great question. If I can recommend something for, send me for that. I'll have to look. I didn't work on that a lot, but I have some resources where I could have a look at and share this with you. So just send me an email with that specifically, and I'll get back to you on that. But I mean, he can try panic ginseng. I'm just not sure it's gonna work well, especially because this is a habit, right? Smoking is, and it's an addiction, right? And it's kind of hard to get over that. Awesome. Just send me an email. Great, guys. Do you have any other questions for me? If anything, I'm gonna be here for a couple of more minutes. I'll focus on more fiber and complex carbs with that. What is top 5 potential procedure we're taking? Top 5 or top 10 Tropics. Rhodiola rosea, Bacopa munieri, lion's mane mushroom, citicoline, as cognizant. I prefer in this form, and then combination of caffeine and L-theanine is amazing. What else? L-tyrosine, L-carnitine are good amino acids, but you usually don't need them. Then I would say ashwagandha is amazing, but this is more for like anxiety. Yeah, those would be my top compounds that I can think of right now. Melatonin is great for sleep, for example, but only for sleep, right? Not for like, something else. Magnesium, it's not a typical entropic, but great for sleep, for example. So all those entropics are really, really worth taking. That's what I take on a daily basis. What's closest thing to limitless pill? You're searching for something legal, you're not gonna find it, or at least I didn't find anything close to limitless pill. Limitless pill is based on a fictional product anyway, the NZT48, right? I haven't seen that in real life, and I talked to many people, so it could be that it exists, but I just didn't get across it. The closest thing to limitless pill, in my opinion, is following, for example, my specific morning routine. So actually it started in the evening. So having an optimal sleep, following a morning routine with 6-7 steps that include taking a cold shower, that include going out into nature for a short walk, that includes some meditation, super healthy breakfast, specific super healthy breakfast for brain performance, and so on and so on. Then taking some nootropics, and then drinking bulletproof coffee without. So I don't take or eat the butter. If you do all that in the right order, I mean, I'm preparing an online course on that, which I will share with you soon, and I will discuss all of that in details. But if you do all that, you will feel like you just took a limitless pill. You don't need any synthetic compounds. I mean, this is so powerful, and that's what I do every single day to get in the flow. My opinion on the ketogenic diet. So, when I was researching diets, ketogenic diet was the first one I tried. And for the first couple of weeks, I had a really good experience. I felt good. I felt focused. I was energized. And then after a month or so, my performance started decreasing. And when I did more detailed research and when I talked to nutritionists, everyone said that's the problem with ketogenic diet. You just lack too much of, different compounds, different vitamins. There are different issues with that. So based on the research I've done, especially on the brain health, ketogenic diet for long-term use is definitely not appropriate. For short-term effect, yes, maybe for a couple of weeks, but for long-term, not. Even, the biohackers, some biohackers, very famous ones, prefer or often talk about the ketogenic diet, but they also talk about cycling it. It's very, very important. Now, keep in mind, your brain runs on glucose. It doesn't run on anything else, right? And since this is the case, I mean, filling up with too much fat, it's just not gonna work. And there are other issues with the ketogenic diet. So that's my view. So I don't care if you eat ketogenic, if you eat meat, if you eat animal-based products. I don't care about it, honestly. What I care about is your brain performance, your mental health. That's what I care about. And people on the ketogenic diet have issues with that. Not in the short term, but in the long term or in the midterm. And because of that, I try to avoid it. So that's my view. Trip starts after 3 months. What kind of trip you have in mind? That would be interesting to know. So guys, if you have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will do another live probably in a week or 2 weeks. We'll see. It depends on how many questions I get, and then I'll prepare the answer to those. If you have any specific questions, just send me an email. I'm pretty quick with responding. With responding. So yeah, just send me an email. Yeah, I'll try to answer your questions. I'm just looking if there's some more questions, if I missed something. Daniel, not a problem. Look at Daniel. Go on my homepage. Go on yourreception.com, and you'll see there the Brain Hackers Diet, and you can download like a PDF file with all the tips, everything that I recommend regarding optimal diet for optimal performance, brain performance. It's totally non-biased, scientific based. So check it out. I'm sure you're gonna learn a lot of new cool things. Favorite Racetam. Honestly, I tested a couple of Racetams, and I don't have a favorite one because I didn't have any. So I would say none of those Racetams had like any kind of special effect on my performance. I did like a blind test. I was given a Racetam. I didn't know which one was it. I took it, and yeah, not much happened. So I cannot say I have a favorite Racetam, sadly. But as I said before, I do prefer natural Entropics. Yeah, that's how it is. All right, guys. If you have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for being here with me. I hope you learned something new. Is it necessary to cycle nootropics? Not necessary, but highly recommend. So it's necessary to cycle huperzine A, Huperzia serrata, for example. This is a compound that needs cycling. It has been shown. But other compounds, I do recommend cycling them because you don't want to build them up, in your system. Basically, you don't want to overdose on those compounds. You want to take them for long term, right? That's why I do like this. I take Entropics for 5 days and then stay 2 days off. That's what I do, and works really, really well because you want to have those compounds in your system, basically most of the time, but not all the time. And since we lack long-term research, long-term studies, that's the safest way to go about it. You can take Mindly Pro in a fasted state. I don't think you'll have any problems. If you feel like some stomach pain or something like that, if you feel sick, then take it with some food. But this very rarely happens with Mindly Pro. With other compounds, so if you take like high amount of choline or high amount of caffeine in a capsule form in a fasted state, or so on an anti-stomach, this can cause issues. I had some really bad experience with that. And I don't want you to, I don't want this to happen to you. So, but with Mindly Pro, I think I never heard that people had any issues when they took it in the fasted state, and I tried out and it works well for me. What nootropics are best for boosting mental clarity? Basically, all the nootropics we talked about before are amazing. So first of all, omega-3 as the baseline product or nootropic, and then again, alpha GPC is great, or acetylcholine is great for mental clarity. That's what I would take. I'm thinking if just give me a second, I'll check something out, because there's one compound. Let me check it out if I have it here. There's one compound I don't remember right now, that is also pretty good. Let me see. No, I don't have it. I don't have it here. But there's one other compound I thought about. Also, so for example, I'm just thinking of for mental performance. Also turmeric or turmeric. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. Turmeric, I think. It's a great antioxidant. Great for mental clearness, mental clarity. All right, guys. I think that's it for this live. Thanks for being with me. If you like it, please share my channel, link to my channel. And with your friends, I'll be super happy about it. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I will look at Mented. I'll try it out. I'll reach out to the company and then try it out and share this with you. Thanks for sharing this with me. Yeah, send me an email. I'm always available. And then let's catch up soon again. I'm soon publishing new videos on YouTube, so stay tuned. There's some really exciting stuff sharing with you. And yeah, stay healthy, stay well, and let's catch up soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.